So Dr. Porter, I've just been so excited about, we have our little guy, Zeke, who Kim, his mom, has been sharing about his incredible progress. He's autistic. And then we have another grandmother who's having her grandson use the product, the headset, and they're having these incredible results. Can you share about why this product is helping these children with autism and what you've discovered?
Right. Well, one of the things we noticed about autism is they're missing a brainwave called alpha. Alpha is a creativity kind of brainwave. It also has to do with speech, and it also mitigates, like if somebody has high beta, that stimming that happens when you're doing that, and really that's too much energy in the body and they can't get rid of it. And then there's another side, when they get into deep theta, they become disassociated. That's why Dr. Melillo wrote a book called Disassociated Kids. And so the brainwave between there is called alpha. So all of our training is about alpha. If we can get them in autistic children, they love patterns. So if you can create the right pattern, the brain will follow them there. And what we find is it takes about 4 to 6 weeks for them to really get the full benefit. Now, some will get benefit right away. Like when we did a study with Joquita Handy, Dr. Handy in California. She's in Orange County, California. And she's a speech pathologist. And when we did the study, as soon as we got the children up to about 23% alpha, 90% of them were speaking, because this is a natural phenomenon in the brain. Teaching somebody to speak isn't a conscious act. I mean, nobody took your children that are, let's say, the normal population and taught them how to speak. They listened, they observed, their mirror neurons took over, and they started speaking. So the same thing is true with this population. And I think that the main thing is that we're going to downregulate their stress. Everyone has stress now. And maybe they have environmental stress because they're really sensitive to sound or light or even EMF. Well, we can calm that down. You know, in the book, Radiation Nation, Dan DeBond talks about Braintap as being the #1 line of defense with EMF poisoning, because we need to balance the brain. All these things dysregulate the brain. So if we can get that brain balanced, and what we find with all children need the same thing, really. They need to regulate alpha. So we have 43 sessions actually that are all for this population, but also for all children. Because if we can teach them to go to alpha, they're going to have more creativity. They're going to have a better memory, better focus, better concentration. And of course, that shows up in the classroom, but it also shows up in behaviors. Most of our parents we did a study with autistic children with a group called Mothers. It was something about mothers against, it's not really mothers against doctors, but that's what it came out like, because the doctors had told them there was nothing they could do for their children. They had to put them on drugs the rest of their life. And these mothers didn't want to do that. They wanted to find a natural solution. So we did a study with the mothers of these children, because I told them they're probably suffering from PTSD. We had them take the battery of tests that will tell them if they have PTSD or not, and they all did. And then, so we had them at least do 1 session a day, and we were able to lessen their experience. So the nice thing about the Awakened Mind Braintap is it not only helps the child, but it helps the parents, because if the home is relaxed, they're going to have a better learning environment. They're going to have better results with everything that they do.
I love that. And so where would you tell them to start in the app itself for a child with autism? Where would you suggest they start?
There's a series called Children's Opportunity for Brilliance, COB. And if they look for that, but if they go into the children's section, there's actually, you'll see it there. And you'll see the sessions. There's 10 sessions. Like one is like flying the kite of kindness. And these are all metaphoric stories. So they're listening to stories, but they're getting the brain entrainment at the same time they're hearing the stories.
I love that. Wonderful. I appreciate you sharing that with us. I think there's so many moms out there that want to help their children with autism, as well as just learning in general. So I actually bought my kids the Awakened Mind, and I have my grandkids doing it. And one of the things that was really fascinating was my granddaughter asked, I said, "So sweetie, what did you get from it?" And she says, "Well, it told me that if I will focus on the positive, I'm going to have a better life, Mimi." She goes, "And I have a lot of things that are good, but sometimes I think about the bad. She goes, but I have cheer. And she started naming what she was thankful and grateful for. And I went, oh my goodness, if we can change the mindset of children, and she's 7, I thought that is such a gift. So thank you for all the work you've done to help with that, because I think it's invaluable for our children. And having 7 grandkids already with 4 kids who haven't even had their kids yet, we're going to change some minds and some brains of a bunch of generations ourselves. So